Today we're going to talk about, what are these substances? What are entheogens? What are the uses? Just briefly talking about sort of the regular dose uses so that we can understand how that may be different from the microdose uses. And we'll talk about what a microdose is. All right, so a little disclaimer. Most of what we're talking about here isn't legal. We're going to be talking about primarily psilocybin, or I've just learned when I was listening to Christopher Hobbs' presentation, psilocybin. Been saying it wrong, and I'm probably going to say it wrong now, but he says that's okay, so I'm going to go with it. There's a lot of these different entheogenic substances, and you can see that there's various cultures around the world represented here, and many of these are used for microdosing. The constituents column, that third one there, I highlighted the constituents that are more often used for microdosing, and psilocybe or psilocybe is the plant that we'll talk most about today. And so that is a pretty common practice. And so for this, microdosing in many ways makes a lot of sense. And if you think about it, I almost think that it's giving just enough to give like a little nudge, right? It's a little nudge, but it's not so much of the medicine that you're in it, and you can't get out of it. It's just a nudge so that we can come in contact with, that deeper, truer, higher self that's been there all along and has maybe been camouflaged by so much default mode network, right? What am I doing tomorrow? I got to go to the store. Oh my gosh, what happened last night? All of those thoughts, they can be important, but they're not who we really are. Are there drawbacks to this practice? The obvious one is legality. So we have to consider that. Other negative things people have reported: sleep disruption, maybe no effects. Sustainability, I think, isn't such a big deal with LSD or psilocybin, which is what we've been talking about. When we consider other entheogens like peyote, that's probably not something that should be considered for microdosing. And you can see here from this picture, and this is not a brand new poster, that there are a lot of efforts underway. The mushrooms there are showing you Denver, Oakland, and Santa Cruz is the three cities where psilocybin has been decriminalized, but there's a lot of effort around the rest of the United States, a lot of effort and interest in this.